Hello everyone, I wanted to do a video for you guys today on the soups, on the mason jar soups. And so I actually made one up already to show you what they're going to look like. And these are a super easy, practical way to make your lunches for the week. So what I'm going to do today is I'm going to make up 4 of them. So this is actually for today, but I'm going to make up 4 for my lunches. And what I love about these is you can kind of use up on Sunday or Monday, use up whatever kind of leftover things you have in your fridge to make soups. So they're pretty versatile. There's a bunch of different ways to make them, but today I'm going to use the miso. And the thing that you do with these is you put 1 tablespoon of broth. So by all means, you can add the beef broth, the miso broth. I love the miso though, or the chicken broth. And you add 1 tablespoon of the broth powder to the bottom of your jar. Okay. Now these broths by Epicure are very, very low in sodium. So depending on where you're at with low sodium products, you may need to add a bit of sodium or salt to your jars as well. 1 tablespoon of this has 150 milligrams of sodium. So well within your limit. Sorry, I apologize, 1.5 teaspoons. So 1 tablespoon is you're going to times that by 2, so it's 300 milligrams. So these soups are going to contain about 300 milligrams. Now, in the past, I've done a bunch of different ones. I've added chicken broth with the curry mix. You can really mix it up a lot. You can do the beef broth with the steak and beef, but today I'm using the miso. I'm keeping it quite simple, and I'm also going to use tofu as my protein, but I can also add chickpeas. So I was really happy. I found these actually at Costco. This is non-fried, so this is kind of a whole grain ramen, and one of these pucks, they come in the pucks just like this, is 240 calories and 9 grams of protein. So with this plus your tofu, and if you want to add beans, you're getting up there for your protein, and you do want to make sure that you're having kind of protein spread out throughout the day. So I use I like to have vegetarian lunches just because I find they last longer in the fridge throughout the week. But if you're making these a little fresher and they're only lasting for 2, maybe 3 days in your fridge, you can add chicken, you can add shrimp, although I'd use that right away. You can add sliced beef, you can add any assortment of beans. They're really kind of a catch-all. So think of making a salad. So whatever you kind of would put in a salad, you can essentially put in here, minus the lettuce. So I'm going to put in 1 puck of the ramen. Now this will cook with the boiling water when you make your lunch. So they cook in about 3 to 4 minutes total. So they're awesome. Again, I got them at Costco. I got about 12 or 14 pucks for about $12. So they're about $1 a puck, but they are not fried, which is the nice thing about these ramen noodles, and they're made out of whole grains. So from here, I'm going to layer on the vegetables. So I like carrots, so I actually do the shredded carrot just so that they soften with the boiling water when it's lunchtime. So I'm going to add the carrot. Now what I used was I actually used the Epicure Mandolin. This sells for $30 and it comes with a finger guard. And what I really like about the finger guard, hopefully you can see, it kind of has the prongs in it, if you can see, and you can really get the carrot on there quite well. And it's not till the end that you kind of lose some of your pins there. And then the other thing I really like about this is just so easy to use. It just pops right out. And there's 4 different ones it comes with. This is the julienne. That's what I used to say, the fine. There's also a thicker julienne, and then there's just 2 slices. And so if you saw some of my other videos, I made French fries with them, and I used the slice, and so there's 2 different thicknesses of slices it comes with as well. So it comes with 4 different options there. So it comes like a little holding case for your blades. So I'm gonna just layer whatever vegetables you have. You can add celery, carrots, peppers, any kind of greens you want. Now I use the frozen vegetables are super easy. If you really want to cut time, just get a bag of mixed vegetables and throw them in. But I also found this frozen broccoli from Costco as well, which I absolutely love. So I'm going to add about 2 of those. I find that stands up really well in the soup. And then I'm going to add a few green onions. You can add any kind of onion you want, but I find the green onions with the miso works really well. And I'm going to add a couple spoons of the tofu for my protein. And then it's nice to add some sort of kind of thicker green. So this is the kale. We grow this in our garden and we just freeze it and it just kind of falls apart in the bag. So anytime you have any leftover green, just put it in a bag and then you can use it for these soups or your smoothies. So I'm going to add a couple handfuls of the kale. And in the soup, this kind of disappears, honestly. So you get, a good half cup of greens without really noticing. So from there, you're pretty much done. You're going to put the lid on it. Put this in the fridge, and then when it comes to lunchtime, what you're going to do is you're just going to put the lid on it, take the lid off, add about 2 cups of water, so fill it up about halfway, maybe a little bit more depending on how much stuff you've managed to stuff in here. Give it a good shake. Do be careful, the lid sometimes does leak a little bit, so just put a paper towel on it. And the broth does sometimes stick a little bit, so I usually just put the water in it, let it, boiling water, let it sit for a minute, give it another shake, and then I just let it sit on my desk for 2 or 3 minutes. And right before I'm gonna eat it, I nuke it. I put it in the microwave for about a minute just to heat it up. I like my soup really, really hot because it's -30 here last week. But if you like it kind of ready to go, you could just eat it like that. It's not too hot, but I just like it really hot. So I usually put it in the microwave for a minute and a half right before I'm gonna serve it, and it's ready to go. So essentially you've got 4 to 5 lunches you can do on Sunday or Monday. I don't know, it took me about 5 minutes to make this one. And if you use frozen vegetables, you're gonna save a pile of time and also cut some money out too. So that is the Epicure mason jar soup recipe. I hope you guys give this a try. You get organized for the week and you're able to not only save money on your lunches, but eat healthy. And this has about 450 milligrams, I think, total of sodium altogether if you're not adding anything else. And that's because of the ramen. Now, other choices for your grains, of course, you can use the really thin vermicelli, works really well. I did that last week for myself. If you get the really thin vermicelli, you can also use leftover pasta or noodles. You can use cooked rice. You don't want to use the raw rice, but you can use cooked rice. You can even do cooked diced potatoes. So whatever you kind of have left at the end of your weekend is kind of some things that you can prepare for your lunches for the first half of the week, and just minimize some of your leftovers in the fridge. So really versatile way to make a lunch. So I hope you guys give it a try and let me know how you do. Bye.